So we threw this first game of the run really hard, but I mean, it looks like we're just kind of cleaning up at this point. This deck is, like I said, this is... I personally am very confident that this is the single strongest deck in the game. But, I could be wrong. Who knows? Can you go over why you like one bolt over two? So that's a really good question. Basically, I think that good player will draw a bolt every time. Okay, so... I think that the lose condition of the deck is not having enough early cards, typically. It's much more commonly that you'll lose because your hand is kind of clunky earlier than it is that you'll lose. I guess we're just compelling from the Zeus lane, which feels kind of bad. Compel from the Zeus lane, take the Diabolic from the Ogre lane. Diabolic from Ogre lane feels pretty good. Either way, we're doing nothing on the Luna lane. It's much more common that you'll lose by having clunky draws early than you will by not drawing an extra bolt late. I think that psychologically people will overvalue the concept of late game finishers because of the availability heuristic. And that makes bolts, like the second bolts, something. So basically it is much easier to identify when you lose a game because you didn't draw the one bolt you had than it is to identify that you lost a game because you draw too many bolts early and didn't have enough early plays, right? Despite the latter, I think, being more common, the former might feel more common because it's kind of more identifiable. For the same reasons as why people think RNG is kind of always screwing them and not anyone else, right? I think we can just take the Compel here. I don't feel bad about Diabolicing from the right side. As long as we're cloning something relevant with Ogre, right? So, in that way, like, it might feel like kind of worse to run one bolts, but I'm pretty confident it ends up just being more reliable. And if you need to, you just multicast it anyway. Like, good player will draw the one bolt if they need it, and even better player will multicast it for two if they need it. I've played this deck a lot in the past, like, 2 weeks, and I'm just very, very confident on the one bolt version. So we're looking at a pretty good Prayer in the Week on the left side. Now, he does have Legion Commander, which means if we want to guarantee our Prayer in the Week on the left side, we should put this here in case he duels us off of initiative. I think I'm pretty happy doing this regardless. Playing for Prayer in the Week against a matchup that doesn't really have a way to deal with it is pretty powerful. Now, of course, the one thing you could have is Burning Oil, and Mono Red fairly often runs Burning Oil, but it's also kind of not a real deck. I think I'm pretty happy just putting Kana here. How do you feel about Mono Red? I've been seeing it a bit in my games. Yeah. I mean, it's pretty bad, right? Free dog off of hitting the Sven. That's a pretty solid 25%. I don't know. If I go into like meme category, if I do some meme stuff, then, you know, maybe I could think about trying to run like a Rising Anger Mono Red deck. I think there's a lot of fun meme decks you can build like that. I don't think it's really competitively viable though. It's maybe like underrated if you play it well. I'm sure it could be like a tier 2-ish deck-ish. I noticed that you point out the skill intensivity of Ogre triggers a lot lately, Swim. What's up with that? That's just because everyone is saying that this game is all RNG, and I want to remind people that there's no RNG in multicasts. Like, it probably feels like there is, but good players multicast more than bad players. It's just... this is one of the facts of life. Okay. We're losing a couple heroes in round 2, but I think we're okay with that. Losing 2 heroes in round 2 is better than losing 1 on each round 1 and round 2, so I'm pretty happy in doing it this way. Obviously, you don't really play for initiative in the early turns of the game. It can matter against Tyler State Censor, but as a rule of thumb, Tyler State Censor is basically the one card in the game that actually makes initiative matter in the early developmental turns. Sometimes something like a duel can matter, but kind of has a harder time happening. We really want to Foresight here and multicast it. And we don't really want to set up Sanctum on this lane anyway. See, a better player would have multicasted that Foresight. What do you think of Pugna against Mono Blue? They have no natural counter against wards. So good mono blue decks will be running 2 demagicking mauls, and because you're board wiping your opponent, you're pretty able to kind of get them off very aggressively. I wouldn't say they have no natural counter to wards. I think the idea behind Pugna against mono blue is pretty cheeky. I think it makes a lot of sense in theory. I mean, it's definitely worth experimenting with, I think. Thoughts on 2 versus 3 blinks in this deck? 2 blinks is proper. Honestly, I would probably sooner run 1 blink than 3. I'm at like 1.7 blinks. Like, I'll round up to 2, but 3 blinks is hard overkill. Like, there's 2 reasons for that. Because you're running a mono deck, you have the ability to not really care that much about color spreading as a concept, so mobility matters less. And because your heroes are constantly dying over and over again, I mean, your blinks are your respawns, right? Like, when Blink Dagger is a tool you want when you're winning the game, particularly after you develop, like, Time of Triumph. And this deck is never really, like, winning the game, at least in terms of, like, hero presence on board. Oh, Keenfolk Musk gets busted. Okay. Pretty happy sanctuming this. If he's gonna smash, he's gonna smash. Like, it doesn't really matter. I've got 3 sanctums. If he's got 3 smashes, so be it. I think Grix is secretly OP against blue meta. That's a hot take. Probably a little too hot for me. So chaining with a compel finisher here is a pretty great way to keep Khan alive. Means I can keep my healing self, which feels pretty good. The question is, do we ever want 2 sanctums on the left lane? And I mean, honestly, we might, right? If we have 3 sanctums, do we really want to develop 1 per lane? Because we have 2 Thunder God's Wraths in hand too, and a Foresight. Maybe double sanctum left is really the way to go. But what if he's got Raise?
15 seconds remaining.
I don't want to lose to a Raise. God, that's so scary. Is there a number of sanctums on the first lane that can possibly be too high? I think so. I don't like developing multiple sanctums on the same lane. I like first sanctum goes left, second sanctum goes right, third sanctum goes mid. That's usually what I do. The right lane ends up ironically being the second most important lane because that's the lane you're going to be using your assaults and glyphs from. Okay, so forced out the duel there. Again, I feel like this is just a misplay. I mean, it's not guaranteed, but it's probably better off if you duel a creep here, and then the Sven goes straight into the Kana anyway. Not really a reason to duel the Kana. Like, I mean, yeah, I could heal the Kana with Salve or whatever, but I mean, you're losing out on a lot of tower damage by not taking this creep out. And if I heal my Kana up, I give up initiative anyway. Which he was obviously fighting for because he wasn't using his musket. So we want to keep this alive for 1 turn for the sake of Annihilation. Kind of an easier said than done kind of thing. Scarith is one of those heroes that has a really hard time staying alive sometimes. Sometimes he does a second duel here. Honestly, I'm pretty happy if he duels me here. Okay. Just develop more sanctums, right? He's not going to kill Skywrath. I'm just pretty happy. Okay, so Annihilation next turn in that lane looks pretty good. The casual Red Mist Pillager before I've played anything with 10 mana. And yet somehow it goes unpunished. What the hell? God damn it. I mean, I don't think I mind this. Good player usually draws Deep Portal here. Prey, 2 dogs. I mean, 2 dogs sometimes just goes in front of it, right? If it goes in front of the axe, I can keep my Ogre alive with the Salve. Feels pretty good. Keeping Ogre alive is kind of decent here. It's just safe to spread your sanctums out, honestly. Because there's just such diminishing returns with them. Okay. We lost. I mean, obviously it doesn't really matter.
smart.
Not as smart as I.
I'm okay with this, though.
Finally, a real fight. We stand with our Clody brother.
Wait, why Skywrath Mage over something like Earthshaker? Earthshaker's a bad hero and always has been. Like, Petrified thinks Earthshaker's a bad hero, and he likes Tidehunter. Come on. Like, need I say more? Earthshaker is just a bad hero, guys. Like, he was a bad hero before Daggers, and now he's an unplayable hero. We have guaranteed initiative mid for the Annihilation.
And what is this pronunciation? God. Okay. Sorry.
Annihilation mid looks fairly acceptable. We could annihilate left as well. It's pretty good either way, but we'd rather be able to play for the Sanctum reliably, I think.
15 seconds remaining.
You expect him to just, like, call us out here. Like, this Luna is probably just gonna eat it. That's very sad for her.
3, 2, 1.
Bye, Zeus. This is the riskier play. Were you all sleeping on Skywrath before Seat Story? Yes. Yeah, Skywrath has just been good this entire time. I mean, it's good in the mirror, and now that people are understanding how to build mono deck, the mirror is becoming more prevalent. The fact that you can flare early to sometimes just lock the opponent out of plays is nice. The problem with Earthshaker is he puts, like, 3 literal do-nothings in your deck. And then it's like, Fissure is an okay thing, but it's not, like, the most okay of things. It's just, like, kind of okay. So we really want to Sanctum here. We have to consider the punishing options, basically. We want to Sanctum in Cunning Plan. If we Sanctum first, he could have a second smash and kind of blow us out. If we Cunning Plan first, he could have something like a duel, which would kill our Zeus, which makes us very sad. Now, presumably, if he had a duel, he would have used it already. So I feel pretty comfortable just using the Cunning Plan first. We can go ahead and just move our... I guess we can move the Ursa. I mean, hitting this Fen with a Zap is kind of relevant, right? So we can basically establish initiative mid. This call on right side is too good. I probably should have put the Zeus right and the Luna left.
15 seconds remaining.
That misplay could actually cost me. Don't really have a great initiative play on the right side. So I basically just have to do this. Vesture is kind of scary.
I will destroy all.
So Berserker's Call is really good here. Because we put Luna here instead of Zeus.
No.
I should have changed our mind at the last minute. We wanted to put Zeus right and Luna left, and I went for that kind of more high rolly approach, which is just wrong. Wanted to open up Annihilation on left as a possibility. Because if we annihilate left instead of mid, then we have initiative on the right side, and the Luna doesn't die. Nah, it's just a misplay though.
15 seconds remaining.
Assassin's Veil.
5 seconds remaining.
So we look at our tools. We've basically got nothing to do on the right side. We just want to double ignite it to kill off everything. Which means putting the Kana here is more effective. If we had it at any cost, in most hands we would have like one at any cost and no ignites or something, and then we would put the Kana right and just blow it up. But we have a very unique hand that forces our Kana to go mid instead. mean, it's a pretty effective Thunder Gods. It's got to be better to use Thunder Gods over Eclipse. I mean, it just has to be. The thing is, Thunder Gods is actually just kind of a shitty card. Just get rid of it. The problem is, you have basically a limited amount of tools that can kind of keep the Vesture down, and it's a little bit spooky kind of committing them so early here.
I'm basically
Good luck
1/8
indeed.
gay.
So we want to play at least one spell from this side. We're not doing anything else mid, right? Yeah. Actually, we could glyph, right? Oh, that's interesting. This would mean that our melee creep dies.
15 seconds remaining.
And our melee creep does kind of matter. Let's go ahead and glyph this up.
I think my work here is almost done.
Sorry, melee creep. I really wanted to play a spell here, trigger static, kill this creep, keep our creep alive. I mean, I guess I can salve it if we really want. Honestly, using salves on creeps is just underrated, right? Like, isn't using salves on creeps just good?
Your world is about to crumble. I will drown you in blood.
Assassin's Veil. I mean, curving her into this creep feels kind of nice. Unfortunately, this is kind of the only hero that I don't want to give health to. We don't really have... I mean, we've got more health tools. We're getting a lot of gold on the right side. I think this is actually fine. We should have enough health tools, and typically... I mean, we have 3 bodies to equip here, but the thing is, usually they're either dying off initiative or killing off initiative, such that you can only really get use out of, like, 1 health tool per turn. So this is kind of a funny play that probably accomplishes basically nothing. It looks pretty, though.
If you think Axe needs feeling in his
So,
legs to kill
I mean, he can blink into Glyph, but he gives up initiative, and then he just dies to Thunder Gods. Okay, so the blink, of course, doesn't matter, because he's dying to Thunder Gods wherever he goes. It turns out you can't run from heaven. Shield of Basilius? That can't possibly be right. I mean, if I lose control of left somehow, Blink ends up actually being important. I think we have a hand that we just need potion, though. Like, we don't have our tools yet. We don't have another Annihilation. It's really important to get these online. So we're going to open with Thunder God's Wrath on the left side no matter what, which means this axe is dead on arrival. If we put the Ogre left, we could double Thunder Gods, which kills the Legion as well. The Ursa would die if it goes anywhere, actually. This is pretty scary if we multicast this. And a good player, I think, multicast this. So the Ogre just goes left for the multicast potential. Of course, we do lose a little bit of curve potential, but I think that's fine. And then I think the only other solution can be this, right?
5 seconds remaining.
It feels good. Okay, so unless the Ursa spawns on the right side like magic, it will die to the double Thunder Gods because of the Zeus passive. This feels pretty good. So now all we need to do is just multicast the Thunder Gods like a good player. And then 3 heroes just die here for free. Here we go. Is it actually okay to play more than 40
basically
cards? Yep,
1/8
it's very
gay.
proper in this deck. I think that right now there's probably like a lot of people that kind of won't buy that. But I mean, it's okay if you don't, because it'll be standard to run in mono blue in like about a week from now. So it's okay if you're not really on the train yet. Not multicasting, that feels pretty bad, actually. So if we have initiative, we have the ability for a 5 charge Eclipse here. 5 charge eclipse unfortunately kind of blows.
Seconds remaining.
I think we're going to want initiative no matter what though. Thinking about playing something? Dude, give me back this initiative. I don't I don't want to play an Arcane Assault here.
What is it?
I guess we're just compelling and assaulting. I don't know, we don't really have a great initiative play mid. It's probably too early to assault, right? What if we just flare his Ursa? Like, it'll come back right away, but it'll be stunned again, right? Isn't that all we care about? I mean, we do have guaranteed initiative left to next turn, so all we need to do is just draw the other Thunder Gods by that point, right? Or anything else. I think that'll be fine. What does that make the priority? We just develop units? We just, like, deportal and compel? Okay. I mean, nothing else matters, right? Should be pretty easy.
I'm ready to fight.
I mean, Investor's pretty obnoxious, but it doesn't really counter this deck as hard as it probably seems. It's fucking pasta. Jesus Christ. We lost! No annihilations. What are we doing? I mean, we can summon some dogs, but a lot of them are just gonna die for free to cleave anyway, right? We're committing ourselves to steal back initiative if we don't just pass here. I don't know. I don't really want to burn through my Arcane Assaults like this. I'm just gonna pass. I've only got one in hand. You gotta hang on to these. And honestly, I kind of want my Luna to be dying. She's safer in the Fountain anyway. Like, again, the thing about your heroes dying is they can't be killed in the Fountain. So the Fountain is actually where you want to send your heroes so that they don't die. Like, think about it. So, that sounds like I'm just, like, memeing. I'm sure that sounds like I just spouted nonsense as, like, some sort of, like, joke. What I'm saying is actually very literally serious. It's pretty funny. Yeah, we actually need to hold on to this assault. I think we're just too low on our assaults. Because the reason that makes sense is because timing matters too much. Like, your heroes dying all at once is the way this deck loses games. And if your heroes are dying one at a time, they're safe from dying all at once. That's just what you want. It's like asking your MOBA teammates to go AFK so they don't feed further. Exactly. Thank you. Somebody gets it. Yeah, that's exactly right. Bolt of Damocles. Nice. So he's unstunned now. This is usually the point of the game where we have like annihilations, but whatever. I think that's fine. Just go ahead and poke him. Poke. Okay.
You're not good enough to stop us.
Just go ahead and cunning plan a little more. We want to move our units apart now so that they don't die to the same call. We want to draw Annihilation now. We in the game middle. Okay. Dude, where are our cards? What is going on? Want me to Thunder Gods do anything? We assume he kind of locks us out mid or something, right? With a duel on Bristle. Thunder Gods has the Sven up too. So so this group's going to 2, Sven's going to 9, so it dies to Eclipse anyway, right? So Thunder Gods accomplishes nothing. I mean, Deep Portal does nothing on this lane either, right? Because we're not winning left. Deep Portal can't possibly do anything on this lane. I think I might be a little too early for Thunder God's value, but on the other hand,
5 seconds remaining.
I think I'll just multicast it. The thing is, good player multicast this, so it doesn't even matter that you use it, right? Because It just stays in your hand.
The storm is gathering.
OD might actually be decent now that he survives at any cost. Okay, so that's a really good point. It's wrong, but it's a really good point. So the problem with OD is Jasper Daggers actually probably make him worse as a hero now. It looks like he's better, but then it's like, oh, I'm playing a hero that has a stun on a signature, and then Jasper Daggers is a card that exists. Oh well, right? It was close though. I would have had a chance. I think I just want to flood right? OD allows you to save your opponent's blue heroes so they can't kill themselves every turn. Now you're talking my language. Yeah, I probably don't want to let that get off. Could D-portal or it could at any cost. Both options here kind of suck. If we had any cost, we're just feeding our tower for no reason. That's an option that feels like it sucks worse. Could just Mystic Flare, honestly. The thing is, well, we can't Arcane Assault then.
I'm basically 1/8 gay.
I don't really
Merry
want to let this
Christmas.
clown.
Dire has
Yo, welcome to the 1/8 gay club. Ship it hollaballas. I don't know. I think Daggers is a pretty unhealthy card. Arcane Assault is unfortunately a little bit too good here. I guess there's no Assassin's Veil first. Okay, so this is where Conflag feels like a bad card. This is like the one situation. When you draw it this late into the game, you wish you were running the version that didn't have Conflag.
1 minute.
You
until
got me.
forced surrender.
Okay, jeez. So now I think... So we have initiative left lane guaranteed. I think the idea is probably we just want to start developing more value. In this case, it's got to be the D portal, right? I guess we could conflag. I kind of want to conflag from left though, right? D portal is actually pushing tower damage we want here. I guess the one awkward thing though is we can't multicast it on this lane.
I will soar over the battlefield.
This is a very good buy here. This is where you're happy to see this. Is it Red Mist Mall time? Let's go. Oh, okay. Feels pretty good. Unfortunately, we still don't have our Annihilate. Gonna actually need to be drawing this card, otherwise this is gonna get awkward pretty fast. I mean, if he has call mid, we just get like blown out, right? Wait, what? Why are we putting this left again? Wait, what? I mean, come on. He can see the Mystic Flare in our hand, right? It's revealed. Right? What's going on? I don't know. Keeping your Vestre hero alive on a relevant lane really, I think, really makes a big difference. So taking a Thunder Gods, I think, doesn't really end up doing much here. We just want to move whichever one is more multicastable to a different lane. I think Ogre probably has a higher chance of multicasting than Zeus, so we'll move him.
Split some heads open with this.
Question is, how do we curve out this mana? Because there's kind of nothing else we can do that matters here, right? I mean, I guess we get Thunder Gods. If we multicast it, it could matter. If we don't multicast it, it truly just doesn't affect anything, though. Whereas Conflagration can actually affect, like, the middle lane in theory. Conflag plus Ignite feels pretty good.
15 seconds
I
remaining.
like fire.
Me too.
1 minute until forced surrender.
Let's show 'em what we can do.
Sounds good to me.
I mean, he's got to call us mid, right? We do not have a lot of mana on this right lane. Dude, how does this guy have 10 more minutes than me? Wait, what happened?
You can't run from the dire.
I mean, he still needs to take a second tower here, though, which is going to be pretty awkward. Our eclipses are... Our eclipse is 5 charges. Holy shit. Report my Luna, please. This is really bad.
Forced surrender in 20 seconds.
Okay, we'll do this. Assume you're 1 minute off of time loss in normal time mode. Listen, dude, you have to think about a lot of things with this deck, okay? Please no flame. You know, it's against the mono red deck too, actually. Okay. 6 charges.
Surrender.
Blessed be the night. Coming here was the last mistake you
Well. Oh well.
I will crush our enemies.
We need to find our other Blink Tiger. This feels pretty bad. Do we have it guaranteed yet? Nope. I don't know. I mean, as long as we can find Annihilation, nothing else should really matter. He'll put Ursa right, and then we'll just Eclipse again. Feels pretty good. I don't know. What should I do today, guys? After I take this run? Because I could just play, like, Mono Blue. And just, like, you know, just try hard. I know, right? Who wants that? Try hard with Mono Blue and rank up with this interesting ranking system. Or I could play like meme decks, because I have some things I kind of want to build. I wanted to try to build like an Ogre Corpse Tosser deck. I think that would be really trolly.
If you're willing to pay, we're willing to
I could also try to actually build what I think is going to be a good deck. Maybe it'll have Pugna or something. Wink. So, if we draw Annihilation, we preserve Initiative. If we don't, we blink the Zeus out. I mean, the bear can't keep going left, right? Like, just don't put the bear left again. Come on. There we go. That's more like it. Did you get 2 minutes per round in this? Ah, that's crazy. Dude, how am I roping to 0? Oh, I don't have Annihilation. Guess he got us. This actually feels so bad, dude. What are we gonna do? Oh, that's a top deck. Okay. Sure. Guess we're annihilating mid, and then we're just blowing up right with, you know what's really funny? Holy shit. Dude. Wait. If he kills one of our heroes right, we just bolt him. Because our mana goes up to... our mana just goes up high enough, right? Don't we just win if he kills one of our heroes right? Dude, that's... that's pretty funny. Yeah, this is a pretty good Annihilation. He has the Vestra on this still. Yeah, without Sanctum, we don't actually win. That's so sad. I mean, you can just open with like Keen Folk on Ogre, right?
This was always going to be the end for you.
Okay. Well, he lost 5 heroes in one turn.
The opponent, and so I give the gift of mercy.
1 minute until forced surrender.
I'll weaken our enemies.
Okay. I mean, that was really drawn out. I probably could have played that a lot cleaner. But he just kind of has no options to do anything. And this is why Vesture doesn't really counter mono blue. It kind of looks like it does. I mean, he got a Vesture really early, right? But he still was unable to take even a single tower. And we're at mana 12, right? Like, this game is extremely one-sided. Because while Vesture kind of looks in theory like it counters mono blue, the problem with Vesture really is that you have too many tools to kind of kill the hero. Oh, where'd my deck go? Uh-oh. Wait, I need my deck.
They will feel the wrath of Salamene.
I mean, he can't stop this, right? What is he gonna do? Against Vesture, it's like, it kind of looks like Vesture counters mono blue, but and it does help. It's nice. It's pretty nice. Like, Petrify knocked me out of the tournament by finding a Vesture. It's pretty good, but it's not like a super hard counter, because the problem is, and especially with the Mystic Flare version, which allows you to kind of hold on to your eclipses later, like, you can just kill them through armor. Like, when the hero armor doesn't matter, if I keep just killing the Ursa every turn, and sure, he shouldn't have played it left there, obviously, but I can still just keep killing the hero every turn, and in that way, I'm kind of countering the Vesture instead of the other way around, right? It's kind of like how you look at Hourglass as like a counter to draw cards, but that's also kind of backwards a little bit. I mean, Hourglass counters draw cards if you can play the Hourglass before the draw cards, but draw cards counter Hourglass if you play them first. Because if I have a big hand, Hourglass does nothing to me. Ah, oh, skill rating 3. So skillful. Holy shit. That's a lot of skill. 4 packs. Yeah, we still get we're still in like refund time, right?
Pierpont and I don't agree on a lot of things, but he was wise to recognize it.
Wait, Rampaging Hellbear is a rare. Okay. So we need to decide exactly what we're doing here. Because we could keep tryharding and playing mono blue. And we could keep winning games and leveling up our constructed skill rating or whatever. How high can that go right now, by the way? Is it like... That's such a like a no life thing to do though. Like just grinding mono blue more on ladder. Okay, so let me hook you guys up. If you guys don't have it yet, this is the best deck in the game right now. Net deck this.